Hello and welcome, developers. My name is Shay, and this is another episode of Shay Develops. In this episode, hopefully, it's going to be the last one in this series where we learn how to build a website from scratch. Now, the last episode we did working on the contact form. We finished that up for the most part. It doesn't send its data out anywhere, but it does validate data, and that's pretty good. I mean, that's your first steps as far as that kind of validation. Usually, if you're just running the front end, that's going to be your job, and then somebody on the back end may come in and then patch the rest of it, build out the whatever back end part that they do. But you may also be that person as well at some point. It's called full stack developer or whatever. But enough rambling. This next section, I wanted like an FAQ where you could click it and it would open up and close and hide and show the answer to the question, right? So let's do that. So for starters, I want a little bit more space between these. Let's go to our HTML. We can close all of this and FAQ. If I think I feel like I said that weird. The FAQ1, FAQ2, and FAQ3. Okay, and we've already got these with IDs, so we're very much set up with we're very much set up as far as like connecting these to JavaScript for on. All right, so let's go ahead and actually do that. Right click, we're in a new file, and we'll call this just FAQ.js. And then what we want is we want to get whether or not it's either open or closed already. If they click it once, it should open. If they click it again, it should close. You could even go a step further and be like, hey, if this one opens, I want this to close, and if this opens, I want this to close. But I'm not gonna worry about that just because it's only 3 questions. Even at 10 or so, or even more, I may still worry about it. So it just like it's too crazy. Then maybe I might do that. But continue. So we have our FAQ.js, and we want to look for some on click on the I guess we'll just do it on the header, right? But I also said I wanted to add some space between these. So let's do on these right here on the FAQ1, FAQ2, these we could now just do a class, call it something like margin top, bottom 10. And we'll come into the styles.css. And here we could do something like margin top, bottom, and just add margin top 10 pixels, margin bottom pixels. And you can actually write this shorthand too with just margin, and then this will take up to 4 different values. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one being top, right, bottom, left. But if you can shorten it even more to just something like margin 10, that'll give it to all across, or all of them, top, right, bottom, left, or 10 pixel, 10 pixel, and that'll give it to the top and bottom and left and right. But we only need the top and bottom, so we're just gonna leave it at that just to make it verbose, I guess. Then back here at the FAQ, we need to add this class to the other ones. And then we also need a on click. But I kind of just want to do it on the heading, right? So on click equals slide content. That's what I'm going to put. I don't know if that's a great word for that or not, but you know, I'm going to leave it for there. All right, so I got that space. Nice. Now I want to be able to click it and then have this content fade in and out basically. Or not really fade, but kind of probably do a slide. So right now, I'm debating on whether or not we should hide it. I've had some issues with that in the past, with it being unhidden and then coming in at like wrong times and stuff. Um, we could really try it that way. If we set FAQ answer to display none, then clicked it to go to display, it's basically just going to like pop in and out of existence like that. And I guess that's actually fine for our first little bit, if we wanted to do that. But I think overall, you would want it to add a little bit more functionality to that, right? Like make it not, well, not necessarily functionality, but just make it look a little popping in existence. So let's Google, let's see what some other people have done. Get an idea, maybe come up with something. So we'll do like a FAQ page JavaScript. I don't show and hide question. Oh, I just pop in and out, right? Do they have anything that makes it look a bit? No. Okay. Well, then we're just gonna do it the same way, our own way. So we're going to look for the on click in the heading, and based off of the on click in the heading, we're gonna give an answer, or if these are going to be shown or not. So for starters, we're just gonna set them all to none. And then I'm going to come in here to the styles.css. Do I have one called none yet? No. Okay. So we'll call this CSS class. We'll call it display none. And that will hide all that good stuff. And now come into our JavaScript. And we want to get which ID was clicked, right? We'll actually call a function called display answer. Or no, what did I call it? Slide content. I like display answer much better. Replace all the slide content with display answer. Replace all. Nice. Display answer. Then we're gonna have to come back in here. This instead of FAQ answer, we're gonna have to do an ID as well, and we'll call this FAQ answer 1. And then we'll do this across all of them, and then we'll do a 1, a 2, and a 3. 2, then So first we need to get what was clicked. So in order to do that, I'm gonna use let this time. Let the we'll call it uh, FAQ, whatever. I think that works. Document dot get element by key. Actually, it should just be. I don't think that's the way I want to do that. I don't know if that's the best approach is to just or is to get it or is to you I'm having I'm having a brain fart here not explaining this properly at all, but I don't think it's the best approach to get all the IDs and then figure out which one was I could figure out which one was clicked. Just based off of we have this ID FAQ1 here. That makes it, I wanted to pass the clicked item. No, I guess I want to get the. I want to get like the parent because you could do something like that. You could get the parent tag of it and then get the ID from there, or like, how to pass on like JavaScript on click. Oh, okay. So I can just I can just ask that. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that to begin with. Um, so we'll ask it, hey, pass me the whatever was clicked, right? And then here we'll say this was FAQ1, and this will be FAQ2 and FAQ3. Past that, just going to alert clicked just to see if we're getting the right thing being passed. We also have to turn here at the bottom and make sure that we are loading our script. It's just called FAQ. Refresh, click FAQ1, FAQ2, FAQ3. Nice. That is working as intended. We'll do if clicked equals FAQ1. And then what I want to do is get the answer document dot get element by ID. ID we want is FAQ answer 1. And then once we have that, we can check if it's got the none class on it or not. If it does, we take it or we remove it, and if it doesn't, we add it. Right? We just want to do the opposite. So this FAQ answer, we need to see if it see its class list. So FAQ answer dot class list dot contains asset none. Say let open, and if open is true or false, it'll whatever it needs to do. So I'm really sore. All right. So we'll do if open so if open is true, actually it should be more like if not open, we will do open dot class list dot add. We'll add I think that's right. Okay. Let me see if that's working. Okay, so that is working. So we're getting through here. Yeah, that's working as intended. That's nice. So now we're seeing if this contains open. I'm not sure if that's working as intended yet. We'll have to check that here in a moment. We could, I guess, alert open. Come in here, click this again. Open is true. That means it contains none. So if it's not true, okay, yep, this is right. Else open dot class list dot remove none. Okay, erase that. Should be working now. But it's not. All right. Why not? Why not? So by clicking on it now, it says open is true because this class contains none. That makes sense. So if open is true, we're going to reverse this. If open is true, we're going to remove and it's not going to be open. It's going to be FAQ answer. FAQ. And that's probably really the reason it didn't work. Oh, it does it one way. Doesn't do it the other way though. That's okay. We'll figure that out. That's because we need to add. There it goes. Boom. Working like intended. Now we just have to do it for the others. So we'll do else if clicked triple equals FAQ2. And there's probably a better way to do this where you could just, you don't have to figure out which FAQ is clicked. You just want to figure out, or you could like it wouldn't matter how many sections you had. You could do it on any, or you could do it with any number. Just add in the JavaScript and make sure that your IDs and stuff were correct. I might try and do that again later, but for now, we'll just do it this kind of convoluted, but really, but works just fine kind of a way, right? So the else if clicked equals FAQ2, and I basically just want all this. Like, and since I'm having to like copy this code could technically be in like another function, and I could be calling it within this display answer, but I'm not gonna worry about it at the moment. Okay, and then else if this might be it. Figure it out. Boom, boom. There you go. And we are set working as intended, and that only took 21 minutes. Wow. You know what? I think that's a good stopping point for this whole series. Next, we are going to go more into like Ajax, form submission, stuff like that. I work in Spring Boot. We're going to be doing some stuff in there. I want to get into making videos for app development, as far as working with Android at least, because I do code in Java. So I've got some Java videos up you can take a look at. There's a lot of already really good resources out there. I've got a website coming up that I need to finish, and some other things going on. So if you guys are looking to support me, hit that like, comment, subscribe, ask me some questions. How can I support you? Like I can, I'm sure I can answer a question for you guys or something, right? So hit me up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tell me what you want that next video to be about. I'm open ears over here. All right. So you guys take care and be great.